Hi folks, how are you doing? Welcome back to the mini restoration. Now, I want to apologise straight off the cuff. This video is going to be a little bit quick and sort of straight to the point, really. Purely and simply because we're now on Saturday and I've realised that I haven't actually got a video to go up on Tuesday. So I'm going to try and do this really quickly, just so then you've still got the video up. So what we're going to do is start tackling the front scuttle. So I can't get it fitted today, purely and simply because, sorry I've got the tune on, I haven't got a primer to put underneath. This stuff that it comes with is basically just a transport primer. You always want to get rid of this and put a decent epoxy or something on there to protect it, otherwise it's just going to rust through within seconds. Like I said, I'm waiting for some primer to be delivered, otherwise we might have been able to actually get this done today, but I haven't got the primer, so I can't. So what I do want to do though is not damage that. Stay. Yeah, I want to get this one off. There's millions and millions of spot welds to drill out. The other thing that I do want to do is the VIN number on these sits about here. One of the things the customer has asked is to try and keep the VIN as, you know, where it's supposed to be. Now, I could just stamp it out, but then it ain't going to look right. It's not going to be factory, so we're going to cut it out, dot weld it in, and try and make it as seamless as possible without distorting this entire panel, the new panel. So the first job is to get this off, really. So some bits I'll show you, some bits I won't. I'm going to end up being in the way for most of it. So yeah, I'm going to start by cutting the edges off. I'm not going to go the full height of where it needs to be. I'll come a little bit lower so we can sort of trim it and then sort of slowly dial it in so we get a nice crisp finish later. But yeah, we'll just mark it up roughly. Yeah, we'll just start hacking. What else have I brought? Pen, didn't I? I zoomed you in, but I don't think you can still see that much. So the line that I've drawn is up here. I want to be cutting a lot lower than that, so just for now I'm just going to go there. I haven't marked it, I'm just going to go roughly. Nothing special, just using the grinder. One thing I'm not going to be doing though is cutting all the way through. I just want to cut the top bit of this and I'm going to cut down there. I'll deal with this edge later. That side done, let's do the other side. Exactly the same. I've got you about as close as I possibly can and as high as you can, but that's about it. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing without me getting in the way too much. So I'm going to be using one of these spot weld cutters. Now I did do a video probably about a year and a half ago doing spot weld removal. Now go check that out. It's like 3 ways of removing the spot weld, and at the time I'd used one of these before and I absolutely hated it. Absolute dreadful bit of kit, and the one that I had then, I actually sent it back. But I was recommended this one. I bought it off of Amazon. It's not a real known brand, it's just a cheap one that was on Amazon. It had really good reviews when I bought it, and I have to say I'm actually quite impressed with it. I've done quite a bit with it on the RS Turbo that I'm doing, so I'm going to now use it on this. The first thing that we do need to do though is dot punch all the spot welds. Now the joy is, because these are deep spot welds, you can actually see them. I can see them as well. So yeah, I need to dot punch it, so that little centre pin just stays in there and it stops it wandering around. It still does try and jump out, but it's better than nothing. So yeah, it's just a matter of going through, going, wash. Which one? I'll do for now. Obviously I'm not going to show you them all because it's just tedious and boring, but I'll show you a couple, and then I'll get the phone and I'll give you a closer look of what it actually looks like. I need my drill, hold on. The best way to use these, I think, just from the little experience that I've got, is don't put the pin in, then push and then try it. What you want to do is get the drill going and then slowly push in and let the cutter do the work. See how it jumped out then? That's because I was pushing just too hard. Doesn't take a lot. You take it real easy with these. As you can see, they do cut quite nicely. You get the gist. I'll get all of these done. And then, yeah, like I said, I'll get the phone on. I'll show you. That's them all drilled out as best you can. You can sort of see what it looks like. They just come away now, pretty much. There you go. There's a bit just there. It's had a repair, which I didn't notice before. So that's sort of plug welded. So what I'm going to do is just cut that little section out quick using a grinder basically, and then we should be ready to take this off. Alright, I think I've got most of them, so let's try and give it a go. Oh, that one there. Nice one for there still. That'd be why it ain't moving. Oh, I need to move. I'm going to cut that bit off and then come back. The second I pop this weld off, we've already got decent movement. So there's only a couple of welds that are going to want a tweakage in theory. So let's try tease it. Go that's that side and right once more. Can I reach my drill? Yes, I'm leaving this in. If I have to suffer, you have to suffer. Ta-da! Ow. My back is killing me. So, no one knows what I love. Maybe sure it's still on frame here. No, we're not. Sorry. So after all that, you're not even seeing what I'm doing. Ah, is that one there? Have I completely missed that? I'm going to cheat. I'm going to cut that bit off and deal with that afterwards, because that's good. Right. I want to cheat. Hold on. I don't think you're going to be in focus, but you might be. The problem with this camera, it doesn't have an autofocus feature. So, yeah, you can see where it's just sort of caught around here somewhere, but the rest of it's off. So I'm just going to cut it down here, and then we'll go over to the bench. So, I've jumped ahead a little bit. As you can see, I've now cut out the actual VIN itself. I have cleaned up the other panel. I just cleaned all the paint off. Nothing special at all. Like I said, it's pointless seeing it. So now we want to go through and mark it out. Now, I thought about this quite a lot. Best way to work it out. I mean, the way I marked this out was that little square does sort of sit. I can't guarantee that is going to be exactly the same on the other panel. So what I've come up with is I'm just going to use some masking tape. I've gone through, I've cleaned all of this with some brake cleaner both sides, and I'm basically going to make a cutting template using the masking tape. I'm going to do it, I'm going to end up making sort of a template well over here, but that's to incorporate the 3 holes, so then in theory, if there are slight discrepancies on the other panel, I can get it as close as I possibly can. Now, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to get it like absolutely pristine perfect, but I'd like to get it as close as I possibly can within the constraints of what I've got. I mean, to be fair, knowing British Leyland back in the day, that probably some of them were over here, some of them were over here, whatever, but I'm going to do this just because I think it's the right way to do it. Get it as close as I can. So, when I cut this out, a couple of things that is quite obvious, but then sort of became even more obvious as I was cutting. Obviously, you can't get down into this gap, and then the same on the flip side. So I'm going to have to make 2 templates, one for this side and then one for the underside, hence why I've cleaned both sides up. So yeah, I'm going to stop rambling, just crack it out. So I need to start just by laying out tape, really. I'm going to do a half overlap, try not to crease it, we'll do a half overlap, and then I know I've got enough. I've creased it there. Doesn't matter too much. Oh, yeah, if I do half overlap, I know I've got enough adhesion between the basically. So most of this is just sort of tapering out. So now we need to do that bit. So again, some of this is going to be from the other side. I need to taut. That's fine. I've never had to do this sort of thing on this particular panel, so it's always trial and error. So I'm happy with that. I can feel all of that edge. Yeah, right, so let's cut out some holes. But first we'll find the holes. There's what's that? Oh, there it is. Right. I'm just using a little scalpel. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect at this stage because we are not doing any cutting from this template. We're just getting it roughed out, especially with these ones. And that one, I think you're framing this one anymore. I have to say, while I was, after I'd cleaned these up, I had a little break. Sat down for half hour, just chilling out. It sort of coincided with Glenn, NZ Mopar Outlaw Customs over in New Zealand. He's literally just premiered a brand spanking new video. It's still premiering right now. And he's got a new project in. He's been doing, I can't remember, it was 25 Studebaker for the past year and a half, maybe 2 years. But he's now got another, well, not another, it's a 1920s, I can't remember what it is, I think it's like 1924 maybe, Dodge in. And yeah, it's the first video of that, so go check that out. The link to his channel is in my description. So, yeah, we can cut this out. So they were rough. Now I want to get these a little bit more exact, because this is now the cut lines. You can tell when I'm concentrating because I stopped talking, don't I? Hopefully I'm in frame properly. Oh, I can't see much, my shoulders are strong. It's nothing complicated, I'm just running the blade down the metal. I'm trying to keep it flat. You can sort of go at an angle like that, but then, ow, that stabbed me. pins. Oh, see, it's complicated issue, isn't it? That bit stabbed me right there. Right. Palm. So as I was saying, you don't want to go like that because you'll end up with the template being too small. Or too big, sorry. I'm just going to go for it again. Alright, that's that one. Let's put that one over there. And this one here. This is not the ideal bench for this. It really isn't. I'm pretty certain I keep getting in the light. I might move the light on. Is that better? I'm doing this. Oh, it's just. Is that better? No, because now you get a reflection off me top. Oh, the joys of being a YouTuber, right? So, right, let's clean this up. So now we've got to carefully unpick this without stretching the tape or pulling it apart. It's a delicate process. I might have to stop the camera because stretching is not the easiest way to do this. Oh, got it. Oh. This is why you want that half overlap, because we need to pull it off. Good. So now, all I've got to do is transfer that over, line the holes up. Right. So now that should be our colour. Just like that. All the holes are in the right places. There is some slight discrepancies, as you would expect. You know, the tape's been stretched, probably slightly differences in the pressings, but that is going to be now as close as it possibly can be to where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to repeat that process for the underside to get this lip in, and then we'll start cutting it out and getting it worked. That's both sides all taped up. So that side done and that side done. You can see, hopefully that comes up on camera where it, there we go. so it all lines up as it's supposed to do. That's the joy of using this method. So I need to cut this out. The camera where it is and this light is in my way because I'm going to have to get it all round. So I'm going to move you a little bit further away, but I'll still record it. But what I'm going to do is I need to cut this out now, but I want to cut inside the lines by about 3 to 5 mil. Basically, the idea is, well, I want to get the little patch and then shave it so we've got a perfect fit, because I'd like to TIG weld this if possible. So I want to get the fit absolutely cock on. So I'll cut it out a little bit shy and then fettle it with a bit of this, files, and I'll put you over there and you'll see what I'm doing. I've had a bit of a mess about and I've positioned you in a way that hopefully you can see what I'm doing, like trying to get this sort of in properly without actually seeing the VIN number, because I can't keep this taped up obviously. So now we've got it roughed out, this is now where we've got to spend quite a bit of time fettling it and getting it a perfect fit. So you will see a lot of people, they'll try and go around everything and try and do it all at once. You can't do that. I'm going to start on one edge, which is this edge here. I'm actually going to start on the underside. I have just had a quick look while I was messing around and sort of spinning this about. And I know that this cut here, it should just be in frame, is actually about bang on. So I'm going to get that cut done just on this back edge. So oh, I didn't think about this, did I? Hold up. Well, I've moved the cables, the camera around. Everything's wrapped up. Give me a second. Oh, I've lost my button. Well, that's it for this video. I'm sorry I couldn't show you a close-up of the final product, but blatantly obvious reasons. I'm happy with the way it's come out. My welding, TIG welding is not brilliant. It needs some fettling and some panel beating, but it'll be perfect before it gets put on it. Well, perfect-ish. One thing I did mention earlier on in the video that I wanted to sort of expand on was I said about sort of shot blasting underneath, getting all the crap off, hold on, and then epoxy priming before it's fitted. And this is a good example of why. So the joy of this car has been painted twice in a different colour. So this is the original scuttle. But yeah, if you look here, there's like next to no paint. So yeah, from the new one that I'm going to fit, what I'll do, I'll probably explain it again, but I'll epoxy prime all underneath, because when it's sort of fitted to the car like that, you can't get up underneath it, and you certainly can't get behind these little bits. So yeah, it'll all be epoxy primed. I'll tape it off across like where I need to weld, but then I'll probably put a decent sort of 2-pack coating under here as well, because it doesn't matter what colour it is, because you don't see it. You know, once that's on there and you've got the brake bits there, the heater thing, you don't see under there. So yeah, I'll get that painted before it's fitted, and then I'm going to be painting everything else anyway, and then I'll still try and get out there, but I just want to make sure the metal is protected before it's fitted so it doesn't corrode again. So yeah, I'm sorry this was a pretty crap video. I tried to show you a little bit of some delicacy, but again, it's a rush day. I needed to get this video done today. I'm sorry I couldn't show you the finish, but again, the number, I can't. There was no way that I could show that sort of all fettled back without putting that sort of too close, and I'm not going to do that. You know, it's a Customz car, it's a car, you're not going to see the VIN number ever. So yeah, please check out my friends in the description box below. Check out their channels. Please check out Michs. Christmas is coming up. She's doing a lot of wood stuff for, you know, Christmas. She's doing boards and all sorts of crap. UK only for postage. But yeah, please have a look over here. Is it this side? Yeah. Please have a look over here. Check out the bubble. Subscribe if you haven't. Check the notification bell. Please have a look over here. There should be 2 tabs for previous videos that I've done, and then I'll see you for the next one. Bye.